So if you don't know what's happening over in the entertainment space again, Dan Schneider has actually been exposed. There's always been allegations and rumors, and everyone's always talked about it, Dan Schneider being a weirdo who likes feet. But finally, there is some proof, allegations. Well, yeah, some of the shit got proven apparently by some eyewitnesses and actors who have been on some of the shows. One of the actors for Zoey 101 talked about her experience where on episode 10 of season 1, there was a episode called The Backpack, right? Where she was trying to open a gummy tube and she couldn't get it open. And then the joke was, oh, she got it open, but it sprayed on her friend's face. That would have been fine and all if the camera crew hadn't said this.
We heard the boys saying it's a shot.
And by that they mean, I can't say that on YouTube, but it's something that gets used in the adult film industry to show a man's happiness in some ways to the woman. Now, saying that to children around 10 years old at that point, that is the most inappropriate shit I've ever heard. The camera crew, they all giggled at it, and then there was the one guy, of course, who said that it was a I can't say that shot. Now, there's also a little fire against Josh Peck because apparently Josh Peck has been defending Dan Schneider and not caring about Drake Bell's abuse allegations towards Dan Schneider and just dismissing them. And everybody's on Josh Peck's ass. Apparently Josh Peck has also just been a weirdo in general. We have to go through the old shit. I mean, here's a tweet from 2013 by Sam & Cat, a show, one of the last shows that Dan Schneider really produced. And this is a tweet by Pathfinder Facts where he says Dan Schneider is actually going to hell. The tweet from Sam & Cat: Sam & Cat tomorrow, right on the bottom of your foot, take a pic and use hashtag Sam & Cat Saturday. We'll retweet and follow you until our fingers get sore. Of course, I don't think anyone on the production team except Dan Schneider would write something like this because, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We already know about the allegations about, well, no, it's not even allegations, Dan Schneider having a foot fetish. Everybody's been on Dan Schneider's ass 24/7, and it makes sense. He's a weirdo who shouldn't be in the entertainment industry and never should have been. Mudahar, some ordinary gamer, says, bro, I can't find one photo of Dan Schneider where he doesn't look like total creep. Holy shit. That is so true. I know we shouldn't go after looks because, I mean, if you go back on some of my old videos, I'm an ugly dude. I look like a weirdo too. But, I mean, he just looks like he's got a foot fetish. You cannot tell me this guy doesn't look like he would like to lick your feet. It's the only case where you can judge a book by its cover. Unironically. Now, Dan Schneider is a horrible person. And he's also made some of the children actors do some weird shit that I don't think they wanted to do. Which is shown by this video of Ariana Grande back in, I don't even know however long ago. Back when Victorious was a thing. When that was new.
Oh man, my uvula got stuck between that hamster's toes.
Now already that's kind of weird, just getting Ariana Grande to say that. But after that, he makes her do this.
Anything in the back of your throat right here.
Yeah, no, I agree with this little title card here. Dude, this is so weird. Dan makes her stick her finger down her throat to show everyone what the fuck a uvula is. Actual weirdo. After this, he shows another example where Ariana Grande says this.
Soaking wet! Quick, somebody bring me the ocean! Because the ocean is even more wet than even the wettest person in the world.
Now, see, that's already just like, it's really insinuating a lot of things. And I know that at least one adult on that set, when they record that shit, knew what the fuck Dan was doing. I think everybody, no, actually, everybody on that set knew what Dan was doing. Unless there was a 5-year-old on that fucking set, and of course the teenage actors, I think everybody knew what the fuck he was doing. And nobody cared to do a thing about it. Everybody was like, oh yeah, Dan Schneider, yeah, this guy, he's cool. This weirdo creep who preys on teenage actors, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool.
Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Ariana Grande put her toe in her mouth. Here she says that potatoes have moisture and then she tries to get it out, and I wonder what the fuck it's insinuating. Dude, it's like, it's so fucking weird. It's like, why would you make children do that shit? Unironically, here's a clip of her where she's like, have you ever seen a teenage girl drink water upside down? No, I haven't, and I don't want to, but Dan wanted to. It's like, oh my god, bro, how the fuck were people... Yo, how was this production set behind the cameras not thinking, yo, this guy's fucking disgusting? This is like, Ariana Grande is like 17 at this point, I think. When I watched this before recording, I was actually like sick to my stomach. This was the most uncomfortable I've ever been. And to think that people sat there, recorded it, edited it, mastered the fucking audio, did everything, put that shit on a website for thousands to see. And not once did the offices, anybody at the offices say, hey, maybe we shouldn't listen to this guy. I mean, like, maybe we shouldn't listen to this guy. I don't know if it it was something like maybe they got paid to not hate him. I don't fucking know. It must be that situation, because no way you can just sit there, record that shit, and not be disgusted by all of those things that are happening on set, with the Zoey 101 thing, with the fucking Victorious thing. I mean, like, I just can't fucking understand it. With the Drake and Josh situation, you can't just sit there, record that shit, and not think, oh, I'm contributing actual horrible things right now. It's like impossible for you not to see that as a adult human being, not to see that you're exploiting children. Like, unironically, it would be really hard. If I was in their situation, I would probably think, wait, this is kind of weird. Why is this guy so into feet, and why does he want to see a teenage girl drink water upside down and make her moan and laugh and giggle because she's so wet? Nickalodeon, as always, Nickalodeon released an article. Almost every commentary video I've made so far, they're in it because Nickalodeon is literally just the best place for articles and news. The show where a lot of the evidence came forward from was Quiet on Set. It's a true crime show about the dark side of kids TV. And then they released this episode about Dan Schneider, and I think you guys really should check that out. What we just watched earlier with the Zoey 101 thing. Here they show a tweet from Khaleesi Britt, which says, why isn't Amanda Bynes or Ariana Grande speaking up? They don't need to. Whatever trauma they experience, they do not need to disclose. You know who needs to speak up? James Marsden, Taran Killam, Rich and Beth Carell, Ron Melendez, and Kimmy Robertson. Now, I don't know who these people are, and that's nothing against them. That's just me being ignorant. I don't know who these people are, but I'm guessing that they have experienced some type of harassment from Dan Schneider. They should, of course, come out with all the allegations so that more people who have been in those situations can feel more compelled to come out with their story. Go check this article out by Nickalodeon. Now we're gonna jump over to the Josh Peck shit, because people really hate Josh Peck right now, and it makes sense. Josh Peck has not defended Drake Bell once or acknowledged him once when it came to his allegations towards Dan Schneider. He's actually been defending Dan Schneider. People hate him for it. I mean, I also hate him for it. I haven't always had like a bad aura around Josh Peck. I actually used to find him funny because David Dobrik vlogs. But now what I've seen, it's like, how did I not realize that Josh Peck is a weirdo? In this tweet by Pop Crave, they said, Josh Peck suggests that Janet McCurdy blocked his number after asking him to scrap an unreleased episode of his podcast where they discussed her memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Peck reached out several times to her back on the podcast, but no response. In his words, she owes us. Ew. Ew. That is just, yeah. If you don't know who Drake Bell and Josh Peck are, they were from Drake and Josh, one of the best shows from the 2000s, which was also directed by Dan Schneider. Kind of leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I think everyone should research more about this topic. Watch the documentary. Go read the fucking article about Dan Schneider from Nickalodeon. While editing and doing the final touches, some new stuff came out about Josh Peck. Just be reading out what Josh Peck said as a response to everybody hating on him because he wasn't supporting Drake Bell. I finished the Quiet on Set documentary and it took a few days to process it. I reached out to Drake privately, but want to give my support for the survivors who were brave enough to share their stories of emotional and physical abuse on Nickelodeon sets. The world children should be protected. Revealing this publicly is incredibly difficult, but I hope I can bring healing for the victims and their families, as well as necessary change to our industry. I've been blabbering a little too long. See ya.